To preface this video, I should probably let you all know that Musketeer isn't actually the most used ranged unit in the game right now. Baby Dragon and Electro Wizard are actually above her in usage rates, but I believe these two can be disqualified from the point of this video. Baby Dragon only actually has a 3.5 tile range. This is the same range where a bandit will start to walk over to units instead of dashing, and also the same range that an Inferno Dragon has. Now, I don't know about you, but I would personally not call a walking bandit or Inferno Dragon ranged unit, but more so closer to melee units. In my opinion, we can disqualify Baby Dragon on the grounds of not really being a ranged unit. As for Electro Wizard, I believe he could be nerfed and is actually too powerful right now. He offers a stun effect and a spawn zap, but only loses out on a bit of range and 60 DPS when compared to the Musketeer. I think he can be disqualified on the grounds of probably not staying this strong for a little while. Alternatively, you could just take the title as clickbait and comment that Electro Wizard actually dominates right now, but touche. Anyway, let's look at the Musketeer. As we know, Muskie survives Fireball and needs a minimum of 6 elixir in spells to be finished off. For being a singular 4 elixir unit, that makes her rather sturdy and reliable when defending. She gives out a considerable amount of DPS at 164, which is actually more than a Mega Minion, which is a unit known for its DPS value. Musket's main feature, of course, is her 6 tile range. This is enough to outrange things like cannons. Although there isn't a huge interaction, it just shows the lengths at which a Musketeer can dish out damage. The only troops with longer range are ones that are designed to be spellbait, the likes of Princesses, Dark Goblins, and Magic Archers. These cards are weak to spells because they have immense range. Even Flying Machine at the same range of our dear Musketeer will die to a Fireball in exchange for having this long range. Musketeer gets the benefit of surviving such spells, and this is why she's immensely strong. Now, the title of this video is actually why does Musketeer dominate other ranged units, not why is Musketeer good. In order to evaluate the title, we must take a closer look at other ranged units and judge why they are no match for our almighty Musketeer. Let's start with Archers. The pair actually died to Fireball, whilst having less range and doing less DPS than Musketeer. Their only benefits are being free elixir and maintaining the ability to be split, but splitting them only helps you avoid giving out spell value, which Musketeer does anyway by just not dying to spells. Dark Goblin offers less DPS than Musketeer, but gives you more range to play with. Of course, however, he does die to Log. His role isn't exactly the same as Musketeer's. He's more so used for baiting out spells, rather than being focused on raw DPS. But if we were to compare, Musketeer is better in that DPS role due to her survivability that comes from her HP. Her most common comparison is actually the Wizard, but it's pretty obvious why he's worse than Musketeer. Their stats are wildly similar, but Musketeer offers more range for less elixir, whilst DPS just offers splash damage. Of course, there are a ton more range units in the game, but those three are the main examples of cards that fit a similar role to Musketeer. Things like Princesses, Executioner, and Hunter, etc. don't really fit that long-range, decent DPS role that Musketeer does, so I don't really need to dive into those. So Musketeer really dominates because of her amazing DPS. She's able to outlive most spells, meaning that your opponent usually has to use troops in order to combat her. However, her range means that she will engage most troops first, giving her an upper hand in most defensive scenarios. It's very valuable to protect the Musketeer with mini-tanks from these oncoming units. This protects her from both spells and units, allowing her to get extreme value whilst under this protection. Overall, Musketeer thrives because her role is very defined. She does great DPS, survives most spells, isn't outranged often at all, and is just a very basic and rewarding card concept. Do I think she needs a nerf? Well, no, not at all. I actually think that her competition needs a buff in order to prevent this domination from continuing. All of the example comparisons that we outlined before showed a clear winner, the Musketeer. I think the biggest blow to Musketeer would be a Wizard buff, maybe making him 4 elixir with less DPS. Alternatively, of course, there could be other spell-resistant range units added into the game that can battle Musketeer for a spot. But yeah, boys, that's just my opinion on Musketeer in the meta right now. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if this is even an issue that needs solving. But yeah, boys, thank you all for watching yet another video. I hope you enjoyed, and peace.